Good afternoon, boys and girls. In the previous lecture, we talked about reading comprehension. Today, we will discuss one more passage. This is sequel to the last lecture. Now, see the passage that is displayed on your screen. Read the following passage, answer the questions given at the end. Almost all the people have something which they value and wish to keep for their own use. A boy has his playthings and his books, and sometimes a little money. Whatever anyone has fairly acquired in his property, and no other person has a right to it. Suppose you had a rupee, you would not like anyone to steal it from you. If you drop it, if you dropped it when walking along the road, and a boy saw it fall, you would wish him to return it to you and not keep it for himself to himself. We should act towards other people as we wish them to do to us. We don't like to be cheated. We should not cheat others. There is a proverb, honesty is the best policy. This means that fair dealing is the best. We are most certain to do well in the end if we act justly. A dishonest man is a fool. A shopkeeper may make a little money for the time being by using light weights, by charging more than the proper price, or by selling damaged goods, but the buyers will soon know that they have been cheated and will not purchase again from him. On the other hand, a purchaser is sometimes tempted to take advantage of a shopkeeper because he thinks the shopkeeper would cheat him if he could. All such reasoning is wicked, deceiving, and overreaching. Any person can never be justified. Crimes are even day discovered in ways that no one could have imagined. No person thrives long by taking what is not his own. A young man of high family was appointed to a good situation under government, having taken some money which did not belong to him. He was tried, found guilty, and sentenced to 3 years of hard labor. The dishonest man can never enjoy true peace, but whether he is detected in this world or not, God knows his conduct and will render to him according to his deeds. Okay, boys and girls, this is the passage for you. And remember, in the previous lecture, I talked about how to look at a passage and how to comprehend a passage. I have given you certain tips. Go through tips, go through those tips, please, and then you know, try to answer the questions that are given at the end of this passage, right? Yesterday, I said in the previous lecture that silent reading is very important because it helps us to comprehend the passage, it helps us to decode what is encoded by the writer. Therefore, what is your job is simply to underline those areas which are being questioned at the end and try to give the answer of those questions on your own by writing your own words. But your answers must be very precise, they must be accurate, they must be up to the mark. Remember, these are, the things which you have to keep in mind. One more thing which I want to tell you, that all the questions that comes at the end is are simply very short type questions. They can be multiple choice type questions as well. Sometimes you may have a fill in the blanks. You may have sometimes certain words, certain phrases, but the idea is your answer must be very precise, it must be very accurate, it must be the genuine one. It would be without any doubt, without any, what you say, it should be, without any clarification. It should be up to the mark. That is the point which I want to make in order to make you things more, you know, understandable. Okay. Now you have a certain questions. We will try to see them, but do one thing. Go through this passage. What is generally called silently read this particular passage, and then try to understand the questions. Normally, the passage is all about honesty. Okay. Now see this again. I will, uh, you know, you must read on your own. I will just make certain points here. I want to, yes, go through the first line, first sentence, I should say. Go through second, third, fourth line. Okay, move ahead. Okay, move ahead. Now see the underlying part of the sentence. Okay, boys and girls, try to understand the question now, because understanding question is more important than making answer of a question. If somebody fails to understand a question, how it is possible he will write the answer of the question? What is the lot of a dishonest man? What is the lot of a dishonest man? Lot simply means what is called destiny. What is the lot of dishonest man? In other words, what is the destiny of a dishonest man? If somebody is dishonest, what would be his destiny? Now see, in the above paragraph you have the line that is underlined, the first sentence: the dishonest man can never enjoy true peace. The dishonest man can never enjoy true peace. That is basically, what he gets out of dishonesty. Explain briefly: honesty is the best policy. Very famous quote. Write the opposite of guilty and crime. Now, normally you know what is guilty. If you talk of a person who is considered to be guilty, and the opposite of it is obviously innocent. Guilty, innocence. Guilty, innocence. And if you see crime used as a noun, and the opposite of crime is kindness. Okay? Kindness. Now see the fourth question: why is honesty loved and dishonesty despised? Despised means, in other words, hated. Right? Why is honesty loved and dishonesty despised? Now this is a common question, for anybody. But the answer of this particular question you have to write in your own words. Okay? Suggest a suitable title to the passage. Now the entire passage you have to suggest a title for it. If you want to write a title, you can write anything, right? But a title that is also there, that exists is there. You can see this particular paragraph. There's a proverb: honesty is the best policy, right? Now this is simply for your understanding. Inshallah, we will go through certain more passages. We will try to see, some multiple choice questions at the end, right? And I believe, in the next lecture we will try to ascertain certain passages, and we will be looking at them. Okay? For today, I believe it is enough, because there's a lot of problem with regard to 2D. Okay, for today it is enough. We'll meet you in the next lecture.